Welcome to the Brunch Club podcast, where we highlight amazing women. Join us to fill your cup with inspiration and motivation as our guests share their experiences, their stories, and some hot gossip.
Hello, and welcome back to an episode of the Brunch Club podcast. I'm Rachel Svoboda, and we are here at my sister's closet in Newport Beach. And our guest today is Lisa Huscher. Lisa is an intuitive, and she is the host of Sunshine's Secret of OC podcast. And I am so excited for this.
You are? Well, I'm excited too. See, I knew that.
She's intuitive, so she knew. She knew I was excited. Okay, so we didn't get a chance to pre-game very much before this.
At all, really.
Really.
Which is the best.
Kind of, right? Mm-hmm. Because you guys are going to get to experience this with us live. So I was really excited to meet you today.
Oh, thank you.
Because I think what you do is fascinating.
Thank you.
And I want to know all about it.
Thank you.
And I want you to share, okay, so a lot of people who watch this podcast, it's women, because we interview women and we talk about their journey. How did you get to be where you are today? What inspired you? What can women kind of learn from your journey and think, okay, wow, I really had this great big goal, but I didn't know how to get there, but I saw her do it, so I can do it too. That kind of energy.
I love it.
All right, so
yeah, thank you.
I mean, I think you're incredibly brave and powerful and mystical, and I am just getting that off of what I've been able to find out about you. But teach me more. Teach our community more.
Oh my gosh, what an introduction, right?
There you go.
And thank you for mentioning the brave part, because that is definitely a part of my journey, and that's a part where I really try to teach other women too, which is to not just use your voice, but it's trust your voice.
Okay.
Right? So it's about trusting. And so, we all are either from society or from what we see the media as far as who we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to be. And I kind of just sort of let that go to the wayside. And I even said this past year, as I always tell people, it's like I came out, which is as a joke.
But I get it.
Even though I've always been an intuitive, it's so freeing not caring anymore of what people think of you. If you are in alignment with who you are,
love that,
and you are living in your truth and you're speaking your truth, it is the most freeing feeling. So obviously, I haven't always felt this way, right? And kind of discovering being an intuitive as a child. So that's when I kind of discovered that maybe I was a little different, I was special, whatever you want to call it. And I didn't share any of these things with people because I was this is a little weird.
Yep.
Whether I was sensing things or feeling things or seeing things, and knowing sometimes things that were going to happen that there was no way of me knowing, So kept a lot of that to myself, and, really, my mom knew, because I would tell her things and then they would happen and she'd be like, oh, you kind of know stuff. But let's just, because we don't have 5 hours for me to tell my whole life story, but let's flash forward. I think that, women coming into their own. So for me, I just hit the big 5-5 this year. And I'm I feel really good. I feel really confident and sure of myself, but I wasn't always this way. So, 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when I started sharing more of my intuitive abilities, it was more of a, test the water, let me say this and then let me see how people are going to respond, and to be honest with you, I have had the most positive response. So people aren't oh, she's weird, or this is creepy, or she's evil, or whatever. It's been extremely positive. But my husband was really the one that got me into being more public with it, I guess. And this was something that happened a few years ago. I was sitting with my hairstyle lady, and she had was telling me that the girl who had the chair next to her, she had passed away. And she was just heartbroken. And she said to me, how do I know she's okay? How do I know she's in a better place? Is she in heaven? I just don't know. And so she was so heavy with grief and fear and sadness from not knowing. And so I just sat with her, and then that night I had sort of a vision where the girl who had passed came to me and said to me, I'm in heaven, I'm okay, not to worry, and then showed me a photo of her and my hairstyle lady. They were like dressed up in these costumes for Halloween, and they were like in like these like Girl Scout Indian maiden kind of costumes. So I just saw her in this photo. So I called my friend the next day, said, well, you're not going to believe this, but I want to share something with you. I did have a vision, and I saw your friend. She came to me. She's in heaven. She's well. She's happy. She's with family. But she also showed me a photo of her and you in these, like, you know, you remember Indian maidens? I don't know if you ever did Indian maidens, like Girl Scouts, brownies kind of thing. They're costumes. And she said, oh my gosh, that's a photo I have by my bed. We dressed up for Halloween as like Girl Scouts, like with Girl Scout cookies or whatever. So I have that photo that you saw.
Oh my goodness.
And that gave her so much peace, just to know that her friend was okay. She was in heaven. She was happy. She would call me every day and go, she goes, oh my, you don't know how much peace that brought me. And I was like, really? I'm like, I just have a vision and I just shared it with you, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
But it is.
But my husband, who is a Christian, a devout Christian, and we go to Mariners Church, and, you know, I go, well, is that okay? You know, like, is that okay?
Is it allowed?
Is this allowed? And he said, you know, God gave you this gift, and you need to share the gift. So
I love that answer. I love that encouragement.
Yeah. So that's kind of how the decision for me to sort of come out more with my gift.
And be brave.
Yeah, was the support from him.
Yeah, I love that.
That was okay. I was like, well, people might not like me. They might judge me. They might say mean things. Are you okay with that? He's like, that's okay. I'm like, okay, I'm glad you're okay with it. But
I think the support from the people that are closest to us, it matters a lot.
Yeah, and people that you respect.
Yes.
Like, I respect him.
Of course.
You know, so.
That's a really good thing, by the way. You definitely want to respect your partner.
Yeah, or, you know, someone that you look up to, that you trust their.
So from there, that was, you said, what, like 5 years ago?
I mean, that was, something like that. It was a while ago, and then he's like, you need to start doing this more. And so I'm like, okay.
So when you kind of made that mental shift to invite, like, not to invite, but the fact that you were going to share it more.
Yeah.
Did it almost like open up the floodgates for you to be able to receive more?
No.
It's the same amount.
No, it's actually, I'd always been operating that way.
Okay.
I just hadn't shared it.
Okay.
And actually what it did for me, as I kind of was saying, it was testing the waters. And this is for all the women that are watching too. You know, once you make this decision, like, okay, I'm gonna go for whatever, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen in that moment. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you make the decision, so it's have patience and trust that that journey will be appropriate for you. Because for me, I still didn't, even though I was receiving the same amount, I still wasn't giving as much because I was still tentative. Like, am I okay now? Am I okay now? Am I okay? Keep feeding a little, keep feeding a little bit. And then I did have people say to me, you know, you're holding back and you're not sharing everything. And so that was creating a lot of anxiety for me. Because I was like, are you okay that I said that to you? Are you like, can I check in with you? Is that okay? And so now I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, this is what's coming out for me. And as long as you're open to hear it, because I don't push it on anybody.
Then you're happy.
Yeah, I get permission, then I do it, and it comes out of love and joy. It comes out of that feeling of wanting to serve others. So knowing that whatever you decide to do is coming from a place of, I feel like, contribution, serving others, right? Making a difference, and from love, you know, coming from a place of love, then it doesn't matter what it is, because it's coming from a good place.
I like the intentionality behind it. I also want to ask you, so I have two sisters, and one of them kind of started on this spiritual journey and had this connection with this woman who did an angel reading for her. I don't know if you're familiar with that kind of experience. She's basically,
I've heard a
says
bunch
that,
of things.
Like,
but
we all have angels in our lives,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And like everybody has, and I don't know, like this isn't really scientific, or this isn't like aligned with a particular like religious belief. But anyways, it's a good thing. We all have like guardian angels, basically. The thought of that.
Okay.
And she said when she like was aware of it, then she started receiving more like signs or paying more attention, and like maybe it was always there, but she just hadn't like noticed it.
Absolutely.
So I think when you kind of like open yourself up to your gifts or to sharing it, maybe you're just more aware of the little signs.
Absolutely. And I think that it's also important to note that, and that's fine. She has angels. A lot of people believe in different things. And so it's whatever that guides them. You know what I mean? That is around them. You know, it could be a higher power. It could be whatever you want to call it. Angels. It could be Jesus. It could be, you know what I mean?
Different for everybody.
Right. Whatever it is that you feel connected to, everybody has the support and love from above.
Love that.
So once you start paying attention, and you can also ask, hey, I would like a sign. You know, I would like a sign. Be specific in what you're asking for.
So talk about a little bit with that in mind, the Sunshine Secret of OC podcast.
Okay.
I want you to tell everybody kind of how that works and how you came up with it, who you have on, and what's the flow. Give a plug for that.
Yeah, and that was kind of like I don't even know where it came from. I mean, the name and I have no idea. It just kind of, I think, just developed in a vision for me, and it was a way to share my platform of doing the intuitive work, but also making it entertaining and interesting for people to want to watch.
Okay.
So I was like,
Go into all that.
Okay.
Yes,
Because
please do.
I want to be able to, because most of my work prior to that was I was doing retreats, I was doing one-on-one sessions with people, which I love, but I wanted to work with people that could touch more people, and also that people had the ability to be able to like see me and connect with me and hear my message. So this is, I think, it was a year ago, and I actually met somebody that I did a reading for, and she's in the entertainment industry.
Okay.
And she goes, "Why aren't you doing a podcast?" And I'm like, "What is a podcast?" I'm like, because I was thinking, like, is this like the little microphone people? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? So we talked a little bit about it, and I'm like, oh my God, what a great idea. Like an opportunity for me to connect with others, share my gifts, and also share a little bit about whoever my guest is in an entertaining fashion. So it happened so fast. So we're like, she's like, okay, well, let's get this going. I'm like, okay. And like a month later, and actually I was just thinking, so Friday is my 1-year anniversary of my podcast. So I'm like, I made it. And I don't know if you guys know, but I was reading that 90% of podcasts don't even last a year.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Well,
kudos to you, because you've been a few years, right?
Yeah, we started this a long time ago, maybe 8 years ago.
Yeah,
And
so that's
then
amazing.
I took a break during COVID because we switched to virtual, and I just felt that we missed like the connect. And I was like, this is not working. So we went on hiatus, and then we recently came back, and I wasn't sure we were going to come back because I was like, well, I don't know if there's an interest or people want to. And then I realized, oh my goodness, there really is. Women want to tell their stories. Women want to hear their stories. They want to be inspired about women who were brave and who stood in their truth and did great things. So like one of the women we had on recently is Erin from Mental. Erin is the woman who made, she had the journey with her lip, the cancer. With the cancer on her lips, and she made the different
Mental
lipstick
skincare,
colors.
the lip, yeah.
Yes, and she's got the Mental Wellness Center now, and she was a guest on your show. And I was watching the
Did you
episode.
watch the show? Yeah.
I only made it halfway through.
Okay, you did? Oh, you
like
had
full
okay.
transparency. I haven't finished it yet.
But did you get to the good part?
No.
Okay, then I won't tell you.
Oh, make me watch it. I want to finish it. Don't give the ending away. Or
Okay. And I'm not sure if it was in the middle or the end, but you're going to have to watch the whole thing to see.
I will.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like watching a show that, like, you don't want somebody to spoil or don't tell me.
And you know, and I don't ever know what's going to happen either. Because I'm in the middle. I go, excuse me. I'm like, there's a curtain moving, or there's something happening, or
Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah. So something happened with her and her.
Okay.
Too much.
All right.
I'm a blabber too.
Now,
That's the other thing.
We'll have to link that.
I have
so
a problem.
You guys can, find it and watch it. So, and who can be on your show?
Who can be on my show?
Yeah, do people have to like?
They have to be good at math. They have to. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God! I'm like, wow.
They have to speak 5 languages. Well traveled. Scorpio.
I'm a Scorpio.
Are you? See, I knew that.
Oh.
No.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Are you gonna guess?
Well, because I was thinking October. This is probably November. What is it?
No, you're right. It's October.
It is October. Okay. Okay, I don't know. But I think it's similar to my mom. My mom is October 27th.
29th.
Okay, similar. Yeah, I knew it was close.
See?
Yeah.
She's an intuitive. She knows.
But Scorpios and Tauruses get along really well.
Oh.
Just so you know, I'm in Taurus.
I figured. She'd be like, we don't get along. No, just kidding.
So back to your question as far as who can come
who
on.
could be on the show?
So primarily I have a combination of people from from entertainment. 'Cause
Okay.
People love to hear stories, and they also love to hear the intuitive stuff with the people in entertainment, like people that have passed away or things that have happened to them.
Okay.
So people in entertainment, but I am starting up just next month. Actually, it's going to be in September, but it's a soul-led leadership group. It's like a collaborative group called the Sunshine Compass. So it's basically because I've got Sunshine Secret, which is the knowing, and the compass is helping to direct. So I'm not going to tell you the way, but I'll point you in the right direction. So
reasonable.
Reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Because people always want to know, like, well, what's going to happen? I'm like, I can't tell you that. That's your journey, you know. So, anyways, I am starting this, and the leaders that are going to be in my program will also have an opportunity to be on the podcast as well. So,
okay.
But if you're interested, then I would just DM me and reach out, and say, hey, I want to be on Sunshine Secret, and
see how that goes.
Yeah, see how that goes.
So I ask every guest what their word of the year is, because a lot of women, I feel like, if you're like me, you do vision boards and you kind of have an intention for the year. You are the only person so far that has picked the same word that I picked.
And you know, it's funny that you should say that, because I almost thinking that did I pick faith?
Yes.
Okay, because I also was thinking, well, it goes hand in hand. That's all the most important word, but the other word I think that's really important for me, and a word that I want to convey to others, is transparency.
Oh, okay.
Just to be transparent, just to be authentic.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so I like that you're talking about that, because one of the things that people ask me sometimes, they're like, oh, you make it all look so easy, or you make it look so polished, or aren't you ever like, not put together? I'm like, well, yeah, there's the public brand, there's the private brand, there's like how you present yourself. And, there are good days, there are bad days. There are, how do we show, and I don't think I have the answer, but I think I'm asking the question.
I don't think I do either. But
how do I show the full spectrum of being, what it's like to be me, of what it's like to be you, right? Like, how do you show the good days and the bad days and the whole person?
Are you talking about like specifically on like maybe like social media, or on like showing in?
So like as a business leader and owner, right? I mean, you're in charge of different clients. You're in charge of your staff. As I'm a mom, I'm in charge of my kids, right? There's a lot of responsibility. But then there's also those days where I'm sick, or I'm, stressed out, right? Like I need to remember to
Grace.
Yeah.
Grace. First of all, grace. But the other thing too is, I think, and this is going back to the transparency, and this is exactly what I meant, is when you are authentic and you're connecting with people, it doesn't matter how you look. So it doesn't matter if you're polished, or if you're like me in my sweats and I'm like running around yelling at the cat or the dog outside. I still look like the same person. Because when you look in my eyes,
still
you can see who I am. So I don't really think it matters what you look on the outside. It's people connecting with you on the inside. And that's when they feel like this person feels like they're not the same person as that they look like, or they feel they're going to connect with you. It's on the inside, the intrinsic, So I don't think you have to worry about.
I like that advice.
Yeah.
When we use that.
Yeah, because
borrow that.
Because if not, you would be fake. You would be like, I look like this, but I really feel like crap.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Be like, someone's lying here, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, like, definitely not doing that. No, I'm one of those, like, how I feel. Like I wear
Yeah.
my emotions on my sleeve
Yeah,
all the
I'm that
time.
way too.
Like for better or for worse, my mom will tease me. She's like, "We all know, Rachel. Like
Yeah.
whether you've got a hangnail, we will know about it.
Yeah.
I'm not like a hold it in kind of person."
Yeah, I'm not either.
So I don't know.
I'm very expressive.
Which, you know, I mean, there's
Like
pros and cons to
my
that.
husband's like, "You're repeating yourself." I'm like, "But I didn't hear you say anything."
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep saying it until I get some feedback. like, do you feel bad for me? Because I don't feel good? You know.
Yeah. Well, you know, I repeat myself sometimes.
I do all the time.
Yeah. My kids will be like, "Mom, you told me. You told me 3 times."
And you're like, "And what did you say again?"
Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, sorry." No. Anyways, okay. I think we talked about the show. We talked about where you're at. Is there anything else you want to tell everybody while you have their full attention?
Okay, I'm going to talk, for women specifically, right? Well, I mean, I think going back to now is your time. Now is your time to take a moment and really reach down and think about what's next. What's next for me? You know, with women, like you said, we have a lot of different jobs, right? We have women in career, we have women at home with family, women that own companies. I mean, we just have lots of different hats that we wear. And sometimes we're like, you know what, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do something different, but I'm stuck because I have all these obligations, right, to all these different things, commitments. And what I would say is take some time and get a pen, paper, journal, and write down your dreams. Write down your dreams. What does that look like? Because a lot of the times your dreams are a vision of what you could be in the future, right? And so nothing is impossible. And then there's a roadmap to get there. So, and you can meet with me. I could talk to you about your roadmap, or
You could maybe point them in that direction.
help you pick a car. No, it's good.
With that, no,
Yeah.
with your training that you're
Yeah.
coming up. What did you say you were gonna?
It's exactly, so it's soul led. So it's like, I want people that are leading with their heart, right? And a lot of the times women, they're ready for their next chapter. They've already done everything. They've raised the kids, they've ran the business. They're like, I want to continue doing something, but I want it to be more coming from my soul, my heart. But how do I get there? And what does that look like? And am I allowed? Am I allowed?
And are they brave enough to do it?
Yeah, I was. And I'm so happy I did it. And so I very much encourage women to do that. There are so many women that I've spoken with that are starting their next businesses, their next event planning or catering or coaching or training, whatever.
I love it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, you guys.
On that note,
we're going to wrap it up for today. But thank you for joining us today.
thank you for having me.
It was really nice to spend time with you.
I know. Nice to meet you. And I love the pink and the energy and the shoes and the whole thing.
All right, you too.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Thank you guys. We'll see you on the next episode of The Brunch Club. Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by the Brunch Club podcast. It's been fabulous to share this time with you. Are you interested in being on the show? Do you want to nominate somebody? Reach out at rachelswoboda.com.